Hi ladies, Manisha here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sharing with you a nautical design made with KADS products. These are the two plates I'll be using. It's MIN 06 and 05. So I'll leave direct links for you if I've got them down below, and I've also got a direct link to the new web store that they've got, and also a 10% off discount code that you can see on the bottom of the screen. They've got beautiful plates. There's a really big collection now. And I'm also going to be using this beautiful sort of speckly blue polish from Corazon. So I've already done 2 coats on my nails. I've actually been wearing that polish for a couple of days, and I thought it'd be nice just to do a little bit of nail art. So I've got 3 different shades of blue, and these are available sort of in a bigger size as well. And I've got some blue striping tape, so this one you can get on sheets. And I've got a Moyou Stamper. And I've also got a Moyra Stamper, but I will be using my other Moyou Stamper, which is a circular one. And I've also got a white stamping polish too. So the great thing about KADS polishes are that they're sort of 2-in-1. So you can use them for stamping as well as for nail polish. So I do tend to use them from time to time both ways. But today I'm going to be using them for stamping and for reverse stamping as well. So I've picked up that really cool octopus image. I really like how detailed it was, and then I thought these little shells would make quite a nice sort of complement to that because they're quite nice and detailed. I'm also going to use this little cute lighthouse that caught my eye. It's at the bottom of the plate. Now if you have a little bit of trouble, should I say, scraping, just always scrape in a different direction, and then that'll sort of like fix any problems that you have with the image. Quite often the ones on the corner are always trickier on plates, but if you sort of scrape a couple of different ways or into the plate as opposed to towards a corner, that'll just help any issues that you might have there. So what I'm doing here is just painting the back of it with the white KADS polish, and then I'm also doing the same with the octopus. Now the main part of his body was quite a big area, so I was able just to use the polish brush just straight from the bottle. Now when I got to the sort of the tentacles, you know, it's a lot more finer, so you can just switch to a fine detail brush, a striper brush, or a dotting tool like I'm doing here. Excuse the end of it, I didn't actually clean it off very well, and the polish had dried up anyway, so I was quite lucky it didn't actually transfer onto my image. So I'm just going to continue to do that and pop these aside to dry. Next I'm moving on to the one with the seashells. So this one I will be using the medium blue, which I think is called Orchid, and also the lighter blue and the white I'll be using on this image here. And what I thought it would be quite nice just to sort of pick out some of the seashells, but to leave some of them blank so that the base polish would shine through. This is just the lighter blue going on here, and I do actually colour in a couple more of the shells off camera. That's all of my decals done there. I did do a second one off camera, and then what I thought I'd do is just paint on another coat of that blue polish, only because I've been wearing it for a couple of days and sometimes it's tricky for the actual image to actually stamp onto the nail when the nail polish is really dry. I'm also going to be applying this top coat, just one from OPI, over each of those just to make them into decals. This also just sort of makes the actual images a little bit stronger, so when you do transfer onto the nail you don't sort of distort it too much. Now once you've done all of them, do give them a chance to dry. They'll probably take about 10-15 minutes, or maybe slightly longer, just depending on what polishes you've used. So next up I'm going to use this sort of netty sort of image from this plate here, and I'm going to be stamping that on white on my centre nail like so. So I've switched to the Moyra Stamper just so I can see where I'm actually stamping. That just fits onto my nail. And I thought it'd be nice to add this lighthouse. Now I'm just going to show you what goes wrong if your image actually hasn't dried. It will actually just pull on it and distort it. So I actually ended up doing that one again off camera. So I allowed them another like 5 or 10 minutes to dry. And now I'm actually going ahead and adding the rest of them to the nails. So I nearly lost this octopus as well in my haste to get it transferred onto my nail. I mean, if it's had long to dry, it will be a lot stiffer. Don't use a fast drying top coat when you're making decals because it can go quite brittle, but you want one that's quite nice and pliable. So I've popped the octopus onto my thumbnail, and then what I've done with the shell images, I've actually cut it in half, and I've put half on my ring finger and half on my pointer finger. Now with this one here, there was a little bit of a difference in the size of it. I'm going to show you how to fix that up as well. So if you ever do stamp it on incorrectly, or you know, the image isn't the same size as your other nail, as you can see here, I will show you a little trick on how you can actually fix that, and I'm going to have to do that with this one anyway because it was bugging me at this stage. So what I've done is just transferred that lighthouse on top of that that net image, and I'm also going to use the same one on my pinky. So I've applied some liquid latex around the nails for easy cleanup. You can also get non-latex products out there too if you have got an allergy to latex. And then I spotted this little cute anchor. I thought that would be quite nice, just the right size for my pinky. So I've just cleaned off the unwanted parts of my stamper just with a lint remover and stamp that right into the middle. So this is where the striping tape comes into it. What I'm going to do is with this nail here is actually go over the top of the stamped image, and what that will do is kind of reduce the size of it visually. So what it does is it kind of just covers up some of the stamped area underneath the striping tape. And then with this pointer finger, what I'm doing is just sort of going above the stamped image. So what this will do in effect is sort of make both the fingernails line up, and so the it doesn't become so obvious that I actually didn't have the same size image for both nails. You'll sort of see when you do see them together that they've kind of evened up now. I thought it'd be quite nice to add a narrower stripe along above the nails, so that's what I've done with the ring finger, and then I'm just popping it on to the pointer finger as well. What I'm doing is I usually sort of just have a little bit of an overhang, and I tend to just cut it with some cuticle nippers. I find this is the easiest way to get right alongside the nails. Now that they've all finished, I'm just going to apply my fast drying top coat. So my go-to one at the moment is Seche Vite, but I also do like using Posh. I usually apply quite a generous coat and just sort of float the top coat over the nails, so just so you don't smear anything that's happening underneath, just in case your polish is slightly wet. If you sort of apply a generous amount, then yeah, you sort of alleviate that problem. So once that's had about 10 minutes or so to dry, I'm just going to go ahead and add my favourite matte top coat, which is from Moyra, and you can see from the bottle that it's almost finished. I'm sort of just trying to get the last few bits of it out of the bottle. I'd love to be able to get some more. I'm going to have to do an order at some stage. But anyway, this is the final design. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget my 10% off discount code. I will leave it for you down below and leave the direct links as well for the KADS new web store. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, I'll love a lovely thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is free to do so. And I hope you'll have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.